Are you aware that this government has introduced 3 new taxes and they took effect on the 1st of May? I bet you do not know, or you might have forgotten. Yes, the Akuffo-Addo bawumia-led government has introduced 3 new taxes. So in this video, I'll take you through these 3 new taxes which have been introduced. In short, I'll give you a breakdown of these 3 new taxes. Alright, so now before I give you the breakdown, let me say a few things, okay? Now, when they brought us a man who was purported to be the economic messiah, who later turned out to be, and is still, the economic Maguire. Now, this man was saying that, Charlie, we don't run a country by introducing more taxes, and that, Charlie, when given the mandate, he and his government, he and his boss, will move the country from taxation to production. Little did we know that, Charlie, these guys are coming to introduce more taxes. In fact, this government has introduced more taxes than the number of books in the Bible and the Quran combined. This government has introduced more taxes times 1 billion to the power 1 trillion. All right. Now, let's listen to this economic Maguire, who is still not ashamed, but then he's saying that he wants to run for the seats of the president, or for the presidency. And I find it, absurd to believe what this guy is saying. Now, so let's go listen to this man, come back, and then we'll continue from there. Now, before we go, if you're watching me for the first time, or if you are seeing me for the first time, kindly like this video, comment, and most importantly, subscribe.
The tax issue is a major issue, because if you are so fixated on revenue, you will essentially end up hurting your production. And so if you go back into history, you study the economic history of United States, Germany, England, all of them have used the tax policy to encourage production. And this is why we are saying that, today you have a situation in Ghana, unbelievable situation, when businesses are out on strike. Businesses who should be selling are out on strike. Why are they out on strike? Because they've been overburdened by taxes. And if you don't take care, you'll be chasing the tax revenue and killing businesses. And when you kill businesses, it means you are causing unemployment. And so if you go back, this is why Nana Akuffo-Addo is saying, we need to mobilize financial resources. So why are you going to be imposing VAT on financial services? It doesn't make sense in a country which has got a very large unbanked population, and we want people to bank. We will abolish that, he says. We will abolish import duty on all raw materials, because that has been a policy that will help production. Let the businesses produce. Let them make profit. And when they make profit and employ people, we will get income taxes and we will get corporate taxes. So you don't go ahead to kill the business. No, let them bring in the raw materials. Let them produce. Then you will tax, at the end of the day. And so our approach, and this is why we are going to bring down corporate taxes, we'll put incentives for real estate, tax incentives for the real estate sector, the special import levy on imports, the 1 to 2%, we will abolish it. And this is all to ginger up production and ginger up the economy. And I think that you have a government where you have cutlasses being taxed, condoms being taxed, and even savings. There was a 1% imposition on savings, which was later withdrawn.
On investments,
on
yes.
investments, which was later. Even to think about it it's
been suspended.
It's been suspended. But even to think about it.
Oh, it's now abolished, is it?
Okay, good. Yeah, but even to think about it, it just questions who are making these policies.
Hey, Bibinisi Nipo, Kananisi Nipo. Hey, like this man had the effrontery, the guts, the nerve, the courage, the boldness to declare a few days that he wants to run for the seats of the presidency. Now, like, which kind of audacity is that? Charlie, such impudence, such impertinence, such rudeness, such disrespect. Now, this man doesn't rate Ghanaians. He says all Ghanaians to be fools. Looking at how this man has performed, he wants to be president. Nah, bro, like, this isn't it. Like, Ghanaians have to wake up, especially the youth. Okay? Now, like, this is too much. Like, the Jimena doesn't too much. Alright, so let me take you to the taxes, the 3 new taxes which this government, under this same economic Maguire, or the purported economic messiah. Okay? Alright, without much ado, let me just give you a breakdown of the taxes and then know what you have to expect. In fact, the investors, those who bet, are also caught in the net. In fact, for those of you who bet, you have to pay 10% of all your winnings. Okay, Charlie, ready? Akuffo-Addo, thank God, he won't take 10% tithe from your taxes. Alright, from your winnings of your bettings. Alright, so let me give you a just breakdown for you the taxes. Alright, so the 3 new taxes are the Excise Amendment Act of 2023, Income Tax Amendment Act of 2023, and then the Growth and Sustainability Act of 2023. Yeah, so according to this government, which is the Akuffo-Addo led government, they are to rake in about 4 billion Ghana cedis from the taxes. Okay, so let me give you a breakdown of where they think each of these taxes will, or how much these taxes will generate. So according to them, the Income Tax Amendment Act will get them about 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. The Excise Duty Amendment Act will get them about 400 million Ghana cedis, and then the Growth and Sustainability Levy Act will get them about 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. So in total, when you add these amounts, you get about 4 billion Ghana cedis. Alright, so let me really dive deep into these taxes. Okay, so before I continue, let me say this. Before something is passed into a law, there has to be a bill before. Okay, so a few weeks ago, the majority MPs, okay, went to Parliament in Italy. They voted for these bills to come into being, and so they won. They even had one MP who had a gory accident, who was supposed to go to the hospital because maybe he might have internal hemorrhage or internal bleeding. No, this man didn't go. He rather came and voted and then put his life on the line to put Ghanaians into more hardship and to burden Ghanaians more. In fact, this man had an interview and was saying that Charlie, his life doesn't matter, that Charlie, putting more burden on Ghanaians is more important to him. You can see how wicked these people are. Okay, so when Parliament passed these bills into being, okay, the president now, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, he has assented these bills into law. So that's how come we have these new taxes. Okay, but meanwhile, this is the same person who was saying that, Charlie, it is castle, and so come the same person was saying that, Charlie, you don't need to tax Ghanaians to, get more money. Right, so let's dive right into the taxes, the breakdown of the taxes. Okay, so when a tax is introduced, okay, it's the work of the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, to implement those taxes. Okay, so now let me read something to you. Okay, so the GRA on the 1st of May, okay, implemented these taxes. Okay, now according to them, even though these taxes were assented into bill by the president, they did not pass it immediately because they had to give businesses some time to, configure their systems so that they can be able to take these taxes. Okay, so now let me give you a breakdown, the details of it. So let me start with the Excise Duty Amendment Act. So now this taxes cover some items and commodities that were previously not captured, which may result in increased prices for processed fruits, juice, cigar. So it means that now Sakura have to pay more for a cigar that has been smoking. Mineral water, you pay more for that. Spirits, and even those who drink akpateshi, you have to pay more for it. Wines, sparkling wines as well. Okay, and now we have the I'm coming. Okay, so this duty, this one is to impose a 20%, yes, tax on cigarettes and e-smoking. So means that you have to pay 20% more on whatever that you buy when it comes to those items I mentioned. Okay, yes, and so that's it there. And I told you that they wish to rake in about 400 million Ghana cedis from this tax that is introduced. Now the second one is the Income Tax Amendment Act, which I also mentioned actually. They are, according to them, they want to rake in about 1.2 billion Ghana cedis from it. So now this let me give you the breakdown. Now this tax will charge a minimum of 5% of on firms, okay, declaring losses for 5 years. Now individuals earning income beyond 500 Ghana cedis will attract some taxes. And then the more you earn, the more taxes that you pay. Okay, yes. Now for those who stake lotto or for betting, okay, yes, that's where the investors came in. And for those of you who bet, Akuffo-Addo wants to take a tithe of 10%. You have to pay 10% to him. While those who take lotto or lottery, and also for all lottery and gaming firms will pay 20% of their gross revenue. Okay. Individuals who receive gains from investment assets or liabilities and other non-gift related earnings may have to pay 25% of the value to the state. What this means is that, Charlie, even if you get a bonus, Charlie, this Akuffo-Addo and his government to tax that bonus before taxing your actual salary. And this is weakness to the highest degree. In fact, these taxes are used for nothing. These taxes they used to live lavishly in the Flagstaff House and in the government. Okay, yes. And then the third one, which is the Growth and Sustainability Act. Now, this tax is to gain them, as I said, is to gain them about 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. Okay. Now, this act or tax requires banks, non-bank financial institutions, telcos or telecom companies like MTN, Tigo, Vodafone, okay, and firms working in the oil sector to pay 5% of their profits before tax to the state. Now, mining firms and oil and gas companies will pay 1% of their gross production, okay, and all other firms will pay 2.5% of the profit before tax, the GRA. Okay, so now this is the end of the breakdown of the taxes. Okay, and I think this is such wickedness. Like, yes, like nobody minds paying tax, but then when your government has, collapsed the economy to the extent that, Charlie, inflation has gotten to an all-time high. Businesses are borrowing at a high rate and want to introduce more taxes. This is wickedness to the highest degree. I think this is the Pharaoh of like this is the Pharaoh which the Bible talked about. Wickedness to the highest degree. In fact, the businesses and business owners came to that, Charlie, this is too much, that their business will collapse. In fact, some business owners had predicted earlier that, Charlie, the way the government is taxing them is too much and that their business will collapse. So don't be surprised when in a few weeks to come, people are laid off and businesses are collapsing. Charlie, this is too much. And I think Ghanaians should show these people the exit. Yes, and find someone who is competent. Charlie, let's witness the highest degree. All right. So, as I said earlier, okay, if you are watching me for the first time, or if you have been watching me, kindly like this video, comment, and most importantly, click on the subscribe button to subscribe. Also, put on the bell so that when I put any new video, you send and watch, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. So what do you think about these taxes that they've introduced? Is it good? Is it bad? Are they wicked? Let's leave your comment in the comment section below. Let's get interactive. Okay. All right. So let me introduce myself before I go. Again, my name is Don Smart, aka Lyrica, aka Sasana Bakus, aka Sasana Babajua, aka your favorite YouTuber. You're a YouTuber. I would say, what's your favorite YouTuber? I would not say. Yes, as I said, this your favorite YouTuber will not come in the city because he doesn't know Charlie. He will only come and shout pass my case and go. Aka a special one, not Marino using a bicep punch, aka Mansa Musa, aka the new YouTuber. Yes. Can you like this video? Comment and most importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.